Hello, and sorry it's been so long, but we're back again with the final part of the Starship Enterprise rebuild. As you can see, it's in various pieces. It's been sprayed. It's come up really well compared to what it used to look like. I've actually popped a reproduction transfer on the front. Really happy with that. So now what we're going to do is just reassemble the model and see how it goes together. What I've managed to do is with the nacelles, although they were a bit faded, I polished them up a little bit with some red, what do they call it, auto sol type stuff. Can't think what they call it when your car fades and you polish it up with a colour. Can't think what it's called now. Red tea cut, that was it. Yeah, some red tea cut brought the orange back up a bit. What I've bought is a reproduction shuttlecraft, Galileo, bright orange plastic. Well, they did them in bright orange plastic, I'll never know. The deflector dish, again, polished up, ready to go. And I bought some reproduction missile things, discs that fire out the front. And also my little box that arrived, some reproduction stickers for the front of the model and various other places. So all in all, quite happy with all that. And so now we're going to put it all together. So what I think I'll start on with is the top part, the saucer section. So if you remember, I'll remove this yellow disc. Got a bit dusty. And what that did was, as it was located in the top of the saucer section, like that, the discs were slotted in and they used to fire out the front. So you put the discs in, and that's the point. Where's the spring? That's just typical. I've put the spring down somewhere, haven't I? That was in the same pot. I can't put it together without the spring. Off I down with the spring for the saucer section. Like a numpty, I've lost it. Right, it'll turn up in a moment. So what we'll do then is, until I remove some of these parts and come across the spring, I'll put something else together. I did think about the actual top of the saucer section, maybe respraying that, because I couldn't polish it up all that well. It wasn't brilliant. So in the end, I was going to paint it, but I thought I'd leave it au naturel. So there we go, that's that. That's not going to be sprayed at all. Just going to keep it like that. So what I'll do then is I'll put the base together until the spring shows up. It's here somewhere. I've just got to locate it. I had them all in that tub. I just can't understand where it's gone. Unless my kids have been in here messing around, which they occasionally do, turning stuff out. So we've got a little, for the doors, got this little spring section that's located in there like that. And then what we do is somehow, with a little bit of jiggery pokery, is slot the little doors in here. What they do is they sit either side of the spring, so hopefully they'll rest there quite easily without too much effort. Stay in place whilst I say that. There we go. There's one, there's the other. And then this bit here goes in the top, like that. Should just slot in. When you take things apart, invariably they fall apart like this. And when you want to put them together, you think they want to go together again properly. So without trying to scratch too much of the paint, I'm trying to, there we go, slot that in there. There we go. Oh, yeah, that will go. But before we do that, we need to pop the nacelle things in, supports. There we go. There, click, clunk, click, as they say. So that is in there. So that is now secured with a screw, which is in my hand, no washer. So we'll just screw that in like that. There we go. To locate these screws, to stop you cutting another thread, my suggestion is you put the screw in, you turn it anti-clockwise until you hear a little clunk. That means the thread's located in the already tapped thread inside the casting. So as soon as you hear that little clunk, you know the thread's dropped in, and then you can proceed, and that just slots. That just does up really, really well, not over tight, and that's that. So, oh my god, do you know what is the matter with me today? I've forgotten to put the flip in. Honestly, I ought to go to bed early. These things happen. I mean, you're not concentrating. It doesn't take long for things to go pear-shaped. I'm not trying to rush it. I'm just trying to do things, and I'm, yeah, just not thinking about it. So I've forgotten to put the bloody deflector dish in, haven't I? Like a fool. So that, I'll need to, oh, it's all going to fall apart now, isn't it? Oh my goodness me. So that slots in there like, I'll take that out first. Let me just upend this. There, that's that in. And now I can reassemble it again. Oh, it's going to drop out now, isn't it? Oh, why do I bother? Right, so let's try again. Take 3. Ding. There we go. That's in. That's in. Clunk, click. Deflector dish is in. They're all still in situ, and we'll try again with a screw. Right, so again, get this Phillips screwdriver in. This one's a bit big for this actually. Anti-clockwise until you hear a clunk. There you go. And then he says, trying to get it in straight. There we go. And then that will do up. Lovely. Finally. So, yep, there's the deflector dish. Doors are in. Turn that upside down. That's all nice. What you can do now is get the little space shuttle. The little, it's like I said, a reproduction. It's not the greatest of quality. I think it was about £5 as well. So yeah, the tooling for this is pretty basic, but it'll have to do until I come across something better. You never know, in the future I might actually find a genuine one. So that should just slot in there, and it does. And then shuttle bay doors close like that. Ta-da! Now then, that's the washers for the, I've really got to find the spring, so just bear with me. It's here somewhere, and we'll have a look. Right, what I've actually done is I've mislaid that spring. I can't find it anywhere. These things happen. This is what happens when you don't keep your workbench tidy. So goodness only knows where the spring has gone. What the spring would have done was would have been located on there, and it would have been fixed against there, and when this was turning it would have caught the disc and flung it at the front. But yeah, I've gone and lost it. What a twit. Anyway, so until it turns up, it's got to be around here somewhere. There's not a million places it can go to. I'm going to just reassemble the saucer section and just put it together. It would have looked fabulous with the things were actually working, but there you go, it's my fault. This locates the little square edges here. They slot into the saucer section, so let's just get that nice and pop that in there. Should just that's it. So as you can see, with the turn of this, it should just turn those yellow disc flinging mechanism, and then all we do on the bottom is pop a washer there. So washer there. Same thing with this screw. Just locate it into the hole anti-clockwise till it clicks. There we go, and that will just screw into there like so. Just like that. That's the one. Right. Just a little bit too tight. Let's just undo that a little bit. There we go. And voila. So yeah, what would happen is the discs get put into there, and then as they go around, the spring, which is about there, they would push the spring back and then fire at the front. But like I said, until I find the blooming spring, I've got no chance. So the last part of the model is the nacelles. So there they are, two sides to a nacelle, that side and that side, and they're really easy to put together. There's nothing to them, at all. That just slots in there and that slots in there. But what we need to do is get them actually on the nacelle supports. I can see this being a bit fiddly. Let's just, where is it? Over here. I'm just doing it off camera, so I've got both hands on the model. I don't really want to drop it and end up spraying it again. Click. Right, so that's on. Click together, and that is held together with the nacelle. Just pop it into the, just splay it out. Don't worry about the noise, that's the wife in the background. Just open up those little gaps. There's like a little plug that will actually just go into there. It's not a very tight fitting, and that keeps the nacelle together. That's all it is. So again, we'll just off camera, just I'm having trouble with just that locates into there, and it just needs a firm grip to push it together. So that goes in there like that, that way, back end in first, and then click, goes in like that, and then the nacelle again, just pushes in there like that. It's not, it's like I said, it's it's an old model, it's loose, it's all together. It's not the greatest quality of models, but there you go. That's how they used to make them back in 1976. Just a bit wibbly wobbly. Can't do it up any tighter. That's as it is. So that is the Starship Enterprise put back together, minus its spring for the disc action, the firing the torpedoes, whatever they're supposed to be. It's a bit of a shame, really. I keep looking for it because I think they were different colour originally as well. That would slot into there like that, and then you turn this around, it would hit the spring and then get fired out. Well, there's the disc in the front, so I'm assuming that didn't even come out. Great. So anyway, just have to wind it back up this way and then drop it at the back. I'm hoping with the spring it would come out. Perhaps we need a little bit of filing down. So what we need to do now is to put the stickers on the sides, which should be relatively easy. I can't cop that up, I'm sure. He says. Now these stickers, again, reproduction, not the greatest quality. That's supposed to go there. Again, it's just a little bit too big. Always check your stickers before you put them on. So what I'm actually going to have to do is trim the back of that and trim the front of that, and then just test fit them, offer them up against the model like that. And yeah, that should be alright. So now these aren't water slide transfers, they're actually sticky back label type stickers. So I've really got to try and now give them a bit of a flick to try and separate the backing from the transfer. This is worse than trying to open up a brand new carrier bag. I hate trying to open these stickers. It is so infuriating. Come on. Right, pause it and I'm going to come back to you when I've opened the damn thing. Right, as you can see, I managed to get that side and the other side on. What a fiddle. What a fiddle. And now, if I can grab them out of the box, we've got the two stickers that go on the warp nacelles. Now, I'm pretty sure they're supposed to go in between those two marks, like that. There's nowhere else for them to really go. But that's too wide there, so I might have to trim a tiny bit off the bottom, just to, again, a very small pair of fine scissors. These are actually scissors I rescued years ago from a disposal operating set, and they're really razor sharp and quite good. So that's supposed to go in there like that. So I might have to trim the top a little bit as well, because I don't want this sticker sitting too proud, because they're easily caught and they will peel off. So you really need razor sharp scissors, and these small scissors are ideal for this. Just going to trim the back off a bit and the front, so I've got plenty of manoeuvring. So again, I've got to try and separate the backing from the actual sticker part. And that one is actually coming off like so. So that is good news. So without trying to ruin it by getting my greasy fingers all over it, I'll put that in there, line this up there, try and get it a bit straighter like that, and press it on. Just roll a cotton bud along it. Like I said, these are somebody basically, these aren't the best reproduction. Somebody's copied them onto a sticky label and printed them off, but for purposes of just a basic restoration, a cheap restoration, that's going to do me. I'm more than happy with that. They look pretty good. They're not too bad, not too shabby. They're in there. At the end of the day, this is just going to sit on a shelf. It's in a lot better state than it used to be. And the whole idea about these budget restorations is to do the best you can with what you got. So again, I'm just going to, I'm sure if I looked again, I mean, I spent about an hour trying to find reproduction stickers for this model, and there's loads of people that want to do the Matchbox Leslie car reproductions and things like the Space 99 Eagles for the Dinkies and the Shadow Interceptors and all the other prime toys, but for some reason out there isn't much call for the original Enterprise reproduction stickers. Unless I missed something right in front of me, then I couldn't source anything but these. So again, I'm just trying to separate the back from the sticker. Like that. Gently pull it apart. Like that. And as before, so I get it in the right place. Just going to start from the rear there, just press it on. Shouldn't really get my fingers on it because it'll make it less adhesive, and just pop that in there like that. And again, just roll it on with the cotton bud so I don't damage the print, and just to really make sure it sticks to the paint. And that's that. Now what I've got here is another NCC 1701 and another NCC 1701, and they're actually printed on a plastic sticker, and I'm not entirely sure where they go, but for now I think that is going to be that. I think they probably will go on the bottom of the saucer section. Not entirely sure where they're going to go. I will have to Google it. So that is it. That is the Dinky Starship Enterprise done. As far as I can go with it until I find where these bits go. I suppose in theory I should have researched it a bit better. Really cross that I've lost the spring, but it's together. It's not quite functional, but I think it looks pretty good. A lot better than it used to be. If you look at my previous video, you see how bashed up it was and what a complete and utter mess. That is that. It's going to be, I'm a Star Trek fan, so just popped on a cabinet in my front room and put on display, probably gathering dust until one of my boys decides that he wants to play with it and wrecks it. But there you go. So sprayed with a spray can, or what some countries call rattle cans. That's all I've used, acrylic ones. I'll just show you what I did use. So basically I've used a high coat plastic primer white, and that's the colour I used, Mercedes Polar White, for the actual colouring. High coat, very good brand of spray paint, went on really well. I say that's the only iffy bit, is for some reason they don't seem to want to, but the original model was like that anyway. But yeah, it's 40 odd years old, so there you go. Like I said, it's not going to be played with, it's just going to be sitting on top of my display cabinet. So that's it. A couple of coats sprayed on it, went down really well, the layers, dried them outside in the hot sun, and Bob's your uncle. Got a half decent model again. Not perfect, but like I said, this is a budget die cast restoration. I could have highlighted all the shaded areas and used a lot of texture, but that's how it came all those years ago, more or less, give or take. And being an acrylic paint, I used it dried really quickly. I mean, within a couple of hours it was bone dry, but I left it out in the sun, and yeah, happy, more than happy. So if you come across one of these models and it looks all knackered and dented and scratched, and there is hope for them, you can do quite a bit to these things. And the actual model cost me, I think it was £2 from a shop in my local town. So apart from putting these on somewhere, that is it. That is the Enterprise done. My next project, I'm hoping, is going to be a small Mercedes that I think I might have shown you in the last video. This one here, someone's covered in paint, even the windscreen. Let's just have a look under the light. It's a Matchbox series, it's so corroded I can't see it, 40 something or other, Mercedes 500 SE. Right state that is. Yeah, so we're going to have to try and sort that windscreen out and obviously strip the paint down. Got a working boot. I'm assuming it used to be the original colour. Yeah, there's evidence that it was green even on the inside, so that'll be next. So look forward to doing that. In it goes. So just going to Google where these stickers go, and that's the model done. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.